Hi, I'm Evelyn Brooks, and welcome to this special enlightenment session and meditation designed to help you release the pain of being bullied at work and learn how to prevent future attacks. This video is in two parts. First, we'll look at the situation of workplace bullying and how you have gotten trapped in it. Second, I'll take you through a guided meditation to help you release the emotional pain and create a new self-image so that you do not ever have to be the unwitting target of verbal abuse again. Let's start by talking about your experience with a controlling person at work. He or she might be your immediate boss, a person in upper management, or even a coworker who delights in sabotaging your day with critical comments, snide remarks, or cruel teasing. Their behavior is inflexible, and you may have the sense you have walked into a military academy by mistake. You feel off balance and uncertain about yourself, and yet others around you don't seem to notice what's going on. Or if they're in the same boat, they'll send you a sympathetic look now and then. I think we can agree there are different management styles. Some bosses are more casual, others are aloof and stick to the rules and regulations. But if you've been reprimanded for being late 3 days in a row, and you know you weren't just 1 or 2 minutes late, you understand that's not bullying. That's just keeping a company running smoothly. If your boss is stressed over a big promotion, and you don't have your work done on time because you procrastinated, if the boss is angry and asks what you're going to do to rectify the situation and see it doesn't happen again, that is not bullying. Again, it's important to notice the distinction. Bullying includes repetition, personal remarks, ongoing criticism, no matter what you do, and it escalates as time goes on, and the controlling person feels free to relieve their own stress by heaping sarcasm on you. Bullying is not a healthy management style. It's a systematic abuse of power, targeting employees who cannot or do not feel they can safely defend themselves against the ongoing, unreasonable scolding and accusations that are the hallmark of the bully. It's a chronic problem. The controlling person is impossible to please, no matter how hard you try, because they keep changing the rules of the game. Most bullying is done in private. You may feel too ashamed to admit it to friends or colleagues. The bully relies on you feeling that way, so their actions can remain hidden from the light of day. Have you reached the point where you dread going to work? Do you find yourself having imaginary dialogues with the bully in which you tell that person exactly what they have done to hurt you and tell them they have to stop it? Do you suddenly realize you're watching your favorite TV show, but you haven't heard any of it because you were rehearsing responses you wish you'd had the nerve to say to the controlling person? Do you feel that no matter how much you try to please this person, nothing you do is ever good enough to suit them? Not only do they change those rules all the time, but what pleased them last week is suddenly all wrong this week. Does it seem that you're stuck with no way out other than quitting your job? Many thousands of people are going through this, so you are not alone, even though it may seem that you are. Take a look at this typical scenario. You enter the workplace with your stomach churning and your hands shaking. As you brace yourself for whatever the bully might do this day, you see that he or she is already there, happily interacting with others like the most benevolent and kind person you could hope to work with. This facade is a vital tool the bully uses at will. Keep in mind that the bully sees absolutely nothing wrong with his or her own behavior towards you. In fact, if confronted about what they've done and said to you, they'll justify it by explaining they had to speak strongly to you because you have been very difficult to supervise. It's the old ploy of blame the victim. Controlling people are often highly skilled at confusing the issue, so they come out on top as the manager who is just doing their best to deal with an employee who has been inefficient and uncooperative. A controlling person on the job will usually be very rigid about the rules and policies and enforce them strictly. He may invent his own policies on the spot and replace long-standing procedures with ones that don't even make sense and could actually harm the company's success. But the bully is oblivious to the big picture. And even though he is a liability to the company, the bully manages to pull off his game when it comes to impressing higher management. So that if it wasn't for his tight control over those pesky underlings, the company would just fall apart. While this video is not any kind of replacement for visiting a therapist or getting advice from an attorney about your workplace rights, let's take a moment to talk about how you became the target for this bully. Now, the workplace bully is generally not someone you would look at and immediately say to yourself, hey, I can tell that person is a bully. Unlike that blustering guy at a bar looking for a brawl, the controlling person in a workplace is usually very careful to look and act like everyone else there. That's their clever camouflage. They have to prevent others from suspecting their dirty little secret, that they are abusive to employees. They keep up appearances around other workers, particularly those at their own level on the organizational chart, and also their superiors. You may find it confusing to watch this person behave differently around others. You feel even more isolated. You may question your own reality and wonder if you imagined it all, or took what they said too seriously. Maybe they're right, and the real problem is you're just too sensitive. Now, the bully counts on you to react that way. They count on you to question yourself so that they are free to keep on bullying and not be called to any kind of accountability for it. Bullying at the office or the factory or the store or the restaurant, wherever you work, might take the form of written notices or warnings. It might be a steady flow of email and text messages and phone calls, scolding and criticizing you. You may feel the person is micromanaging you and demanding constant attention that interferes with your own ability to get your work done. You spend so much time on it. You have to defend yourself as if you did something wrong, and yet you can't figure out what you did that was so bad. You can't figure out what is going on and what exactly you did that was so terrible. You're being treated like an habitual offender who's always getting into trouble. Now, the bully may have an ongoing habit of threatening you with termination over a minor issue and keeping you so worried about your job security that you frantically try to get your work done to meet their impossible standards, while having to reply to the ongoing barrage of emails and demands for meetings to discuss your supposedly bad behavior and mistakes. Don't expect the bully to be rational. They count on their victims to get swept up in all the fake drama and logic of a controller. They count on you to try to defend yourself so they can rush to judgment and point out all the ways your response is wrong. They don't want a productive workplace. What they want is power over you. The controlling personality craves power, and like an energy vampire, they are constantly on the prowl for new victims to intimidate and control and bully. When you stop and think about why a bully does what he does, you can probably see that the bully's power plays reveal his own deep-seated fears, insecurities, and doubts about his own job performance, even if this person is the owner of the company. This may be hard to believe, but their behavior doesn't have anything to do with you personally. So really, don't take it personally. It's not a judgment about who you really are. You are caught in the crosshairs. Bullying you allows them to let off steam and turn the focus away from their own work so they can make a big show of being an efficient manager. The controlling perfectionist at your workplace picked you. It's not random. It's not that he or she is having a bad day and you happen to be in their path, although that might happen as well. And it's not that the bully just can't help herself and she just can't control her outbursts. You were selected. You are vulnerable in some way, and the bully smells it. He sees you as being in a weak position in the workplace hierarchy. He'll test a few times in the beginning, and if he gets away with the bullying, he's satisfied you won't fight back or cause any problems, such as a reprimand for his own bad behavior if you go to the higher-ups with a complaint. Now, you may be a new employee and thus without allies among the other workers yet. You may have just been advanced to a new position within the company, and you're anxious to prove yourself, again, making you vulnerable to someone who gets a kick out of criticizing and hurting others. Also, and this is a big one a lot of people face, you may be younger or less experienced than other employees, and thus seen as a person who won't dare speak up in protest when bullied, because you don't know how other people at the office or the workplace will take such a criticism, so you stay quiet about it. Your expectation of a workplace that would be pleasant and safe and free from threats, your expectation of working together amicably with others there, are feelings that show up in your attitude during your job interview. Think about body language, eye contact, your position on the workplace totem pole. Generally speaking, a bully likes to target the junior employees, the shy, quiet workers, the loners, or others they feel safe to mistreat with little risk of encountering a whistleblower. You're probably amiable and eager to please. You may have a history of being somewhat like a doormat in personal relationships because you grew up learning to be a people pleaser to avoid conflict with those around you, even in your family and with your friends at school. You may have taken the job as a way to get a paycheck, but you were quite naturally expecting to find a place that would be pleasant to spend your work hours. Instead, you have found yourself verbally assaulted on a regular basis by a bully. Depending on who the bully is trying to impress at any given moment on the job, he or she will act out different personas when they are interacting with employees or management. Become aware of how this person talks to higher-ups and to customers, clients, or vendors who visit the workplace. You'll be able to see how they turn that bullying behavior on and off to suit the situation. You see, it's totally in their control. It's not this sudden outburst that they couldn't prevent. They turn it on and off. That's important to remember. Bullies act differently around those they want to impress because this is the only way they can protect their right to abuse you and other employees like you with no unpleasant consequences other than, perhaps the occasional warning from an exasperated higher-up that you might have complained to, who tells them to be nicer to the junior employees. This is not a matter of being nice. It's a matter of bullying. The bullying personality loves to call the shots and enjoys making people jump. One of the most confusing and heartbreaking aspects of being bullied is, oddly enough, the times when that same person who has been tormenting you in private, whether it's in conversations, in emails, and messages, in front of others will suddenly treat you like a treasured employee and perhaps even praise you and tell everyone how much she likes you. You might find yourself feeling stunned as the bully goes so far as to say she thinks you're a great addition to the team. All of that seemingly paradoxical behavior is part of the bully's way of keeping you under control. So he or she feels free to criticize and make you miserable even minutes later, as soon as her audience has dispersed. The situation can be bewildering, damaging, and leave you feel exhausted, never knowing which persona you'll find in the office or workplace at any given time. This is exactly what a controlling person loves. He now owns your thoughts, night and day. The fact that you despise and fear him at times and feel confused and bewildered the rest of the time doesn't matter to this person. What matters is that he has you in his power. You're like Pinocchio with strings. And while you torment yourself over what you could do or say differently to change the situation, this bully feels a growing sense of satisfaction that his own stress relief has a handy outlet: you. Perhaps you're not one of the victims of a controlling person, but you're here at this video because you're witnessing workplace bullying of others on the job. You may be uncertain what to do about it or how you can help those who are being affected. If there's a manager in the company you trust, you might consider having a private conversation with that person and bring up your concerns. When someone's behavior is harmful at work, that situation needs to be addressed and resolved. There are many good books available on the issue of controlling people, verbal abusers, and crazy-making people both at work and at home. My book, Do's and Don'ts for Recovering People Pleasers, gives helpful advice for dealing with issues of codependency and is available on Amazon. Before you decide to confront the bully in your workplace, consider getting advice from a labor law attorney and/or a competent therapist who is familiar with the complexity of situations like this. Sadly, many if not most bullies get away with their behavior because it's easier for their supervisors to join in the bully's denial of any wrongdoing and agree that you, the underling, don't have proof that you've been harmed in any way. Now that you have a clearer picture of what comprises workplace bullying and how you became a target of it, let's get to the second step of this video, a guided meditation to release emotional pain and create a healthier self-image that will strengthen your vibrational energy and protect you from harm. When you display more confidence, the bully will look around for an easier target. It's that simple. Take a moment now to turn off any distractions such as television. Mute your phone to avoid incoming rings and pings that would jolt you out of the meditation. Sit comfortably with your arms and legs relaxed. Wiggle your toes, relax your ankles. Imagine the soles of your feet are grounded in Mother Earth, holding you safe and centered. Take a few slow, easy breaths in and out. If you feel tension in your neck and shoulders, we all hold our tension there. Just roll your head gently in a circle from side to side. Let your shoulders drop, maybe roll them back a little bit until you're able to relax a little more. As you relax, continue to breathe gently and slowly. Find your own pace with this. You don't have to do big gasping in-breaths and blowing it all out. Just let all your cares and worries slip away from you like autumn leaves on a silent breeze. Close your eyes or watch the images in the video as you relax more fully. You'll be entering a quiet, meditative state of mind. Imagine you are going down a short flight of 5 stone steps to the water's edge, counting down and going deeper into relaxation with each step. 1, going deeper. 2, more and more relaxed. 3, deeper into a state of receptivity to new ideas. 4, fully relaxed. And 5, you are now at the water and open to communicating with your higher self, who loves and accepts you completely and wants only the best for you each and every day. Imagine a white cloud in the sky, drifting closer and closer to you, and then settling down over you. You feel a sense of warmth and security. You feel safe. You accept that no one can harm you inside this bright white cloud. Listen to the following statements and repeat the words to yourself, allowing the affirmations to sink deep into your being and become a lasting part of your self-image. I accept that negativity can flow past me without hurting me. I accept that negativity can flow past me without hurting me. I understand I am much stronger than I ever thought. I understand I am much stronger than I ever thought. I create my best reality each day from my inner core of spiritual connectivity. I create my best reality each day from my inner core of spiritual connectivity. A bright light shines deep within me, and no one can put that light out. A bright light shines deep within me, and no one can put that light out. I love and accept myself just the way I am. I love and accept myself just the way I am. I know that situations that were troubling are now being resolved for my greater good. I know that situations that were troubling are now being resolved for my greater good. Whenever I need a boost of confidence, I go within and tap my connectivity with the divine. Whenever I need a boost of confidence, I go within and tap my connectivity with the divine. I stand up for what I believe is right. I stand up for what I believe is right. I am calm. I am calm. I am confident in my ability to direct my life in the way that's best for me and those who care about me. I am confident in my ability to direct my life in the way that's best for me and those who care about me. I release anxiety and think only good thoughts about myself and others. I release anxiety and think only good thoughts about myself and others. I am aware of my power to create more light and joy in the world. I am aware of my power to create more light and joy in the world. I treat others with kindness and compassion, and I expect others to treat me that way too. I treat others with kindness and compassion, and I expect others to treat me that way too. I now clear all shame and self-blame from my life experience. I now clear all shame and self-blame from my life experience. I surround myself with people who want the best for me. I surround myself with people who want the best for me. I take quiet time to rest and rejuvenate so I can experience peace of mind. I take quiet time to rest and rejuvenate so I can experience peace of mind. I help others by being an example of right action. I help others by being an example of right action. I enjoy my life. I enjoy my life. Okay, take in a few deep breaths, let it all out. Relax, roll your shoulders a little bit. Come back up those steps. You'll slowly return to awareness of your everyday existence. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're now aware of your surroundings, wide awake, and ready to step into your day with a brighter, higher understanding of yourself and your power to create a life that you love. This is Evelyn Brooks, and thank you. Namaste. Day.